Welcome back. It's Wednesday, and that means it's time for Mark Bertoli's visit from Abbott Wealth Management. Great to have you back on the show.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're very welcome. We're talking today about investing in railways and whether or not this is a lucrative decision if you want to put your money into the railways or not.
Right. Okay. So first of all, a lot, base decision. Is it difficult to compete with? This is some of the things that go on in my own mind. Is it difficult to replicate, and is it difficult to live without? So, earlier CP this year had a strike going on, and the government actually mandated them back to work. That tells you that they're difficult to live without, right? Are they difficult to replicate? Imagine trying to get a permit to blast your way down the Fraser River and block off the river with salmon running up it in today's environment. Or finding a way to run a railway through a city. Very hard to replicate. So a little bit about our Canadian railways. Fifth largest railway system in the entire world. And you think about the population we have versus, other countries, that's pretty significant. We also, and I think a lot to do because of our resource base, fourth largest volume of freight moved anywhere in the world. That's huge. You think about it, you sit there and the train goes by and you count the cars when you're little and so on. One train can move as much volume as 280 semis.
Wow.
So there's where your efficiencies come in. And the environmental aspect too. We hear a lot about the environmental aspects nowadays. Transportation and moving products for our economies around the world, or around Canada, represents about 28% of our greenhouse gas emissions, yet railways represent only 1% of Canadian greenhouse gas emissions. So economically, in Canada, I think it produces about 33,000 jobs and some of the highest paid jobs in Canada. So very good for the overall economy in Canada. And then the spin-off of support workers around that is another 60,000 of well-paid jobs. So the railways are really essential to who we are. So now the lesson about investing. We know a little bit about Canadian railways. What is it a good buy? It can be a great company, but if we pay too much for it, it's not a good investment. So buying a company where there's good revenues, but you're paying top dollar for it, it may take a long time based on that revenue to get your money back, a dividend or something like that.
So how do you know when it's on sale? I mean, you're watching all the time.
Right. Well, one of the quick ways is what's called the price earnings ratio. What you pay for a company relative to what it earns in profit. Okay, so historically, the railways over the last 75 years have averaged around 14 to 1. So if they earned $1 million worth of profit, the shares would be worth $14 million. They're trading right now somewhere between 18 and 19 times their earnings. So they're a little expensive right now, but they're off the highs of March. So watch that, and there's days, for instance, back in August when we had a big dip in the day. It affects everybody because people are emotional. That may be an opportunity to buy some of these great companies.
Okay, interesting.
So railways are the backbone of the Canadian economy.
All right, so good stocks to buy if you can afford them. Try and get them on sale.
And if you get them on sale at the right price.
Awesome, okay. Anything else we want to talk about before we hit the question of the week?
No, I think we'll dive right into that.
Let's dive in. I don't know if we have it. I just saw a blue screen there. Okay.
Okay.
We can do
so
it.
What is the advantage of basing RIF payments on the younger spouse's age?
Okay.
So at age 71, you're mandated by the government to start taking RIF payments, to start taking registered money out. The government wants its hand on the tax revenue that's created by that. So one of the things that we used to do quite often, if you had a 65-year-old spouse and you're 71, you had to take 7.38% out. We would base it on the spouse's age, and we could reduce that to 4%. So that did a lot of good in that it reduced our time or amount that they had to take out on a taxable basis.
Okay.
So that helped. Recently, they lowered that.
Okay, so is that a good thing?
That's a good thing.
Okay, good.
You betcha.
This is why I ask you, because I don't know. I don't always understand it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Anything else you want to add?
You know what? It's my baby girl's 19th birthday today.
What is her name?
Her name is Taylor, and she always promised me she would never grow up And here she is, 19.
She'll always be your baby.
Yeah, I guess so.
19,
I hope so.
29, 39, they're always your babies,
You
right?
betcha.
Taylor.
Taylor Bertoli.
Happy birthday to Taylor Bertoli, 19 years old. Hopefully she's having a great day. I'm sure she is. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
All right, we're back in 2 minutes. Stay with us.